Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. Let us go through the supply chain management and its important concepts. So, what is supply chain management? Every trending product has a story which explains its transformation from raw material to finished product along with the processes during its different cycles. So, what is supply chain management by definition? The study of network of flow of goods and services, including with processes during different cycles of transformation, is supply chain management. So, let's say if we are buying a pen, there is a lot of history involved in manufacturing the pen, packaging of the material, and the raw materials used for that pen, and how it went through transportation and what are the carriers and a lot of history. So let's learn about it in detail. To understand supply chain management, what's really important to understand the concepts of supply and demand. So the demand is nothing but the product value in the market, and supply is accommodating the right things to meet the demand. So both are dependent on price and quantity and availability, and price and quantity of the products are dependent on demand. So it's really important to understand the economic model, market trends, so that we can streamline the supply of the business. So there are five basic components that drives the supply chain management process. So let's understand each process in detail. So supply chain management is the process which is used by the companies to ensure the effective and cost effective balance is achieved. So the very first step is there are five basic steps of supply chain management. First one is plan, source, make, deliver, and return, as we can see here. So let us go in depth to understand what exactly this five component significance is. The first step is planning. This is the initial stage of supply chain process. So first, it is really to develop any product. What's really important is to understand the first stage, that is initial stage. The crucial stage is planning stage. For everything we do, we need to have the particular plan or strategy. So in the planning phase is something where products and services are clearly examined whether they can meet the demand or not. Let us say if a pen company receives an order of some big order of 10 pens or 50 pens, or at least for one pen, if they consider it as project, so it is project plan where the to it's really important to check whether product and services can satisfy that particular demand. That is, to deliver that order, there are a lot of things which needs to focus on. It is something managing the resources and manpower and materials required, everything. So the planning phase is really important, crucial, and it is really initial step. So each company has different strategies to work on this. There are other methods involved in this stage too. Those things we will detail in next steps. The second point. The second point is the sourcing. It is something also known as developing phase and also pre-developing phase and blueprint phase. So after planning this is a very important step. In this stage, when pen company receives, to talk with an example, when pen company receives an order, uh, after checking the right plan, after making the right plan and creating the process map for accommodating the goods and services to manufacture the pen. Second step is to source. Whenever the company folks check the details about raw material, the second step is to source the supplier. Source the supplier means to find the right supplier in the market who can supply them the raw material to manufacture the product. Or some companies, they directly buy uh, products, like products, and they will package, they will complete the packaging part with their company name, and they will ship the process. So it all happens in this phase. In sourcing phase, they mainly concentrate on building a strong relationship with suppliers of raw material. So before it goes for production, it is really important to have good relationship with suppliers who can produce them, who can supply them the raw material. So this also involves in identifying other suppliers who are already existing suppliers. Many companies, they will have fixed suppliers because they will maintain good relationship with them. So that will help them in streamlining the process of payments and all other things. And also the coordination part is really important in terms of shipping and delivery, and also the payment, and also maintaining proper invoicing and all, to cross the audit checks and all other things. So the second part is really crucial, sourcing part. So companies will need to select the suppliers to deliver the items and services as they require to develop the structure before it goes to production. And the third step is making process, and it is also called as manufacturing process, we can say. So there are a lot of steps involved in this phase. We can call many things like production, packaging, staging, releasing to meet the demand happens here. So the supply chain manager will schedule all the activities required by manufacturing. The product, when companies have the raw materials and with from the right supplier, it immediately the production process starts. So once the product is manufactured, it will go for packaging and labeling, and also testing to check the defects of that particular product. So assembly department will be there, and they will take care of the defect checks and proper packaging and all, and then it will go for releasing. And after releasing, in that phase, they will check whether it is as per their demand or not. The fourth stage is delivery stage. Here all the products are delivered to the customer in destined location as per customers request from the suppliers. After supplier submits the raw material, and after production process is finished, immediately the next step is to deliver to the customer in the right time. So as planned, as logistic, this is kind of, this falls into the logistic phase. So everything in this, the transportation, shipping, receiving, everything will come into the picture. So creating the sales order, after taking the sales order from the whenever customer receives an order, we will receive the sales order, and it will be processed here. And so in this process, we have to make sure the sales order, invoice, goods receipt, everything are properly assigned or not. When sometimes the firm collaborate with the received orders from the customers. So they establish the network of warehouses, like they will have they have some good rapport with the transportation folks, who will pick carriers to deliver the products to customers, to set up, and so that they will take care of invoicing and receiving the payments and all. Nowadays, many companies have streamlined this process. It is all automatic, but ideally, functionally, this is the process. The last step of here is the return process, where the defective damaged goods are returned. So what happens in this stage is, if there are any defects or damaged items, the damaged goods are there while shipping. If the customer observe any defects of the product, sometimes they will return, and the return policy and all, the companies will have different systems. Sometimes companies, to save the cost and all, they will replace the products instead of repairing, so that repairing costs are saved. But many companies follows other different standards. In some companies there is no process of return or replacing, and those everything will be decided as per the company standard. So companies, the planners of supply chain needs to discover a responsible and flexible phase to network. There is every company has different network of accepting damaged and defective extra product and the cost associated with it. So this is the last phase.